in the tradition of the Tibetan Buddhist tradition, Himalayan tradition, but also in the East Asian Buddhism tradition, White Tārā is particularly prayed to for health, healing, and a long life. She offers healing to our wounds, whether it's our bodies or our minds. And for example, there is a White Tārā long life empowerment or initiation, which is very popular among in the Tibetan Buddhist tradition. And I have received also the White Tārā empowerment several times from great Tibetan Buddhist masters in Nepal, in India, and in Europe as well. Now, the color white also signifies also her connection, I think, also to the Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara, who is also white in color. And this also signifies her pure love and compassion for suffering, for the suffering of beings. And her compassion and love is said to be even greater than a mother's unconditional love for her child. And so this is again what the white symbolizes. But it also symbolizes and indicates the undifferentiated truth of the Dharma itself. So now moving on to sort of more the physical sort of aspects of Tara. So first of all, one of the ways that she's distinguished, for example, from green Tara and other Taras is that green Tara is normally seated with her leg outstretched, as you can see in this image here. One leg is kind of outstretched on the ground, ready to, it is said, to come to our help, to our assistance. And whereas White Tara is seated in a meditative, what's called a full lotus position, with both legs folded under her, and her feet are facing upwards towards the sky. And so this is a very quick and easy way to differentiate between green Tara and White Tara. So now I'm going to talk about another very distinctive feature of Tara, which is her 7 eyes. And so when you see an image of White Tara, she has 7 eyes, 3 on her face, which is the 3rd eye on her forehead, includes the 3rd eye on her forehead, and 1 on each palm of her hand and on each sole of her feet. And these eyes symbolize her omniscient awareness, wisdom, which encompass the suffering of sentient beings in the samsaric cycle of rebirth, and symbolize her compassionate vigilance, which sees all the suffering of the world and seeks to liberate all beings from suffering. So in terms of other aspects of how Tara is depicted, she's often depicted with a lotus flower in her left hand, and also surrounded by lotus flowers. And this is a symbol of her purity and spiritual awakening as well. So the lotus arises from muddy waters, and so the lotus flower signifies again the unblemished nature of compassion and wisdom and awakening, even within the midst of samsara, the mud of samsara, let's say. And she also has specific hand gestures, so these are meaningful. So for example, with her right hand, this is in what's called the generosity. It's an open palm, which symbolizes generosity, offering, charity, compassion, and the ability to be able to grant blessings and so on. And her left hand is usually holding a stem of an Upala lotus flower. And it often has 3 blossoms. 1 blossom is represented as a seed, a second is ready to bloom, and the third is in full bloom. And these also are said to represent the Buddhas of the past, present, and future. And last but not least, in fact, definitely not least, White Tara is often portrayed and symbolized with the Buddha Amitabha above her head, who is red in color. Now he also is renowned for his long life abilities, for his Pure Land, which many Buddhist practitioners aspire to be reborn in due to his ability and the ability there to attain full awakening very quickly there. And so Amitabha is often symbolized seated in either in White Tara's head crown or dress or above her head. So now turning to Tara's mantra, and here is a beautiful work of calligraphy art, which was created by the 17th Gyalwan Karmapa, Ogyintrinli Dorje, who is particularly my main teacher. and who is also very close to the Tara goddess, and particularly White Tārā. He explained that it's actually the first retreat he did, intensive retreat, was on White Tārā. So this is the Tibetan, and it reads Om Tare, Tutare, Ture Swaha.